315 meters long, 65 meters high, a total weight of 80,000 tons. This is the Meraviglia, the latest jewel of the Atlantic's shipyards. A cruise ship equipped with all the latest technology.
Et lorsque le navire sort du port, ils ouvrent les stabilisateurs. Donc c'est des profils d'ailes, comme des ailes d'avion.
A design that employs an incredibly high-performance system of simulation calculations and an army of engineers. The Meraviglia, Italian for marvel, is not only a giant of the seas, but also one of the most ecological liners ever built, despite having unequaled propulsion power for this type of ship. For the construction of the Meraviglia, the shipyards have to meet very strict specifications. The stability of the vessel at sea must be exemplary. Seasickness is the last thing the passengers want, and so one of the priorities of engineers is to limit the pitch of the vessel. The vibrations felt in the rooms and also on the deck of the ship must be as limited as possible. Also, the customers must not be inconvenienced by the smoke coming from the huge chimneys of the ship, so the ship owner demands that particular attention be paid to this. And it is not only the comfort of the passengers that is the subject of such precise studies. The energy consumption of this new liner was reduced by 20% compared to ships in the same category. This means a fuel economy of several hundreds of thousands of euros per year. We see here the first wave that is created by the bow of the ship. As speed increases, the wave increases, and this mass of water will slow down the ship. With the addition of the bulb, a second wave will appear below the bow.
La somme de la vague créée par le bulbe et la vague créée par l'étrave va donner une vague nulle.
With the disappearance of the enormous wave at the front of the ship, less energy is needed to move the ship forward. The size and form of the bulb adapts to the bow of each vessel. The selection of the most effective profile for a bulb is the work of hydrodynamic engineers.
L'hydrodynamique est quand même responsable sur la vie d'un bateau de 50% de la consommation à bord annuelle. Donc il est très important de s'assurer de la performance, d'une très bonne performance hydrodynamique.
A bulb with the best possible profile decreases water resistance by 20%. This process has been specially developed for very large vessels.
Alors avant, on avait dans le temps des moteurs diesel avec des lignes d'arbre et une hélice, voilà ce qu'on a connu sur les vieux bateaux. Ces moteurs diesel ont été remplacés après par des moteurs électriques qui étaient beaucoup plus souples en termes de maintenance, de fonctionnement, voilà. Puis maintenant, on a directement le moteur électrique qui est dans une petite nacelle. Alors pod en anglais, ça veut dire nacelle. Donc on imagine à l'arrière du bateau deux grosses boules avec l'hélice non pas à l'arrière comme sur un hors-bord, mais à l'avant pour qu'elle puisse vraiment aspirer l'eau et avoir un flux moteur bien canalisé.
Each of the two electric motors produces 20 million watts, the equivalent of 7,000 washing machines, the highest electric power ever produced for a propeller of this size. On the lower rear part, a wing controls the direction. Powered by the engine, the propellers drive the liner forward with a maximum speed of 25 knots, an impressive feat for a ship of 80,000 tons. The equivalent of nearly 6,000 buses. But this is not their only feature. They also give the ship incredible maneuverability.
Le pod peut tourner sur 360 degrés. On peut avoir des manœuvres dissymétriques entre le pod bâbord et le pod tribord. On peut en avoir un 90 degrés qui écarte le navire pendant qu'un est en marche arrière ou en marche avant mais retourné à 180 degrés. Voilà, donc ça a ouvert de nouvelles possibilités au commandant en termes de manœuvre. Voilà, donc c'est des bateaux de plus en plus gros qu'on arrive à rentrer dans des places beaucoup plus petites.
The result, the Meraviglia will be able to dock in ports that would have been impossible with the old style of propellers. A real plus for the passengers. Another innovation is the automatic control of the engine power, which has been improved by the engineers, to avoid any risk of catastrophe as seen here. A cruise ship more than 300 meters long with 4,000 passengers leaves a small port on the coast of Messina in Italy. The captain has apparently not measured the power of his pods. The port experiences giant waves, destroying several ships.
Wow. Oh, look at that, look at that.
The damage costs several €100,000. In addition to their power, these new generation propellers allow for fluidity of navigation. There are almost no vibrations felt on the ship.
C'est une révolution, hein. C'est une révolution et pour nous, il n'y a que des avantages avec effectivement des pods. On n'a pas de sillage lié à une ligne d'arbre ou lié à un bras de chaise qui tient la ligne d'arbre, qui en fait est le principal générateur de turbulence qui est très mal perçu par les hélices et qui en fait augmente les pressions sur la carène.
The result, cruising at speed does not bother the passengers on the ship. But the pods are not the only ones to provide energy to the Meraviglia. 4 diesel engines on the ship act as a power station. On a liner like the Meraviglia, there are 2 ways to manage the water. Taming the water on the outside of the ship so that it doesn't slow it down, and also managing the water on board. This is a major challenge for a floating city. "7,000 cruise passengers and crew are going to live there for many weeks. Between the swimming pools, passenger showers and ship maintenance, an average of 200 cubic meters of water per person per day is required, which means 1.4 million cubic meters of water have to be produced daily, the equivalent of 5,600 baths of drinking water per day. It isn't possible to store the amount of water needed for each week of a cruise. In addition, to consume as little fuel as possible, the vessel must try to keep its weight as low as possible. The waters around Alaska are under extreme surveillance regarding pollution caused by large ships. The toxic waste authorized in this region is the lowest in the world. But if the Meraviglia travels from one ocean to another, from Alaska to the Mediterranean, another problem that could arise is the potential transportation of harmful species on the ship. Mathieu Lorange works on environmental issues at the Saint-Nazaire shipyards.
À bord du navire, il y a des caisses qui sont dédiées en fait au ballastage du navire, c'est-à-dire qu'on a besoin de les remplir ou de les vider en fonction de différentes conditions du bord.
The quantity of fuel and its distribution throughout the ship varies throughout the journey. The engineers have found a way to counter this and maintain a steady balance on the ship. Ballasts.
Pour garder la stabilité, donc une bonne assiette du navire et une bonne gîte du navire, on va remplir certaines caisses avec de l'eau de mer.
This water could contain species that are dangerous to the natural balance of sensitive regions, like the Mediterranean, not to mention bacteria hidden in the water from other seas.
Sur ce navire, il y a un système qui permet de traiter ces eaux de ballast. Donc en fait, l'eau de mer lors d'un ballastage, donc lorsqu'on aspire de l'eau de la mer vers l'intérieur, l'eau de mer va être filtrée pour retirer les plus gros organismes parasites, puis passer dans une chambre à ultraviolet pour en fait détruire les derniers organismes, bactéries et autres qui peuvent contaminer une zone.
Ultraviolet light is actually used twice in this way, to kill bacteria on cruise liners, a security measure that is enforced by the authorities, just as the treatment of fumes that are released into the air.
On va, pour éviter d'envoyer des fumées sales à l'atmosphère, on va, donc qui sont issus tout simplement des moteurs diesel, hein, voilà, on va les faire passer dans des installations et dans des tours de lavage en quelque sorte, où elles vont être lavées à l'eau de mer, voilà, et elles vont ressortir avec un certain nombre de soufre en moins et de composés chimiques en moins.
The fuel used by the Meraviglia and all cruise liners is a heavy fuel of poor quality that is usually quite polluting. Cruise operators have therefore been asking research laboratories to develop a system that can limit this air pollution as much as possible. In particular, the large amount of sulfur that is present in the smoke emitted by the chimneys. The Meraviglia takes full advantage of this research with the scrubbers, a kind of giant shower designed to limit the pollutants released into the air. They alone remove 97% of the sulfur oxide emitted by the liner's diesel engines. The scrubbers are responsible for trapping toxic fumes by mixing them with seawater before they escape through the chimneys. The sulfur is mixed with a special solution. Once neutralized, the mud-like result is stored on the ship and then unloaded onto land to be treated.
C'est nouveau, alors c'est une technologie qui était en essai sur des plus petits bateaux depuis un certain nombre de temps, mais maintenant qui se généralise de plus en plus. Voilà. Tout ça pour être sur une image d'un navire plus propre, plus écologique, et répondre aux exigences et aux défis du futur.
Polluting waste is a major problem for the environment, but can also be one for the passengers. In the design specification for the Meraviglia, the ship owner wanted to optimize as much open-air space as possible for the customers, the aim being to gain as much space as possible on the deck of the ship. The walks on the bridge and the tanning sessions by the pools are the most popular activities for the passengers. To offer their guests the pleasure of sailing on the open sea, miles away from the mainland, with no inconveniences, is the challenge for the Meraviglia, and the passenger experience must be flawless. With this in mind, and to combat the terrible sensation of seasickness, another innovation has transformed the experience on this cruise ship. A process that is invisible for the passengers, yet very impressive when viewed from underwater, where the ship benefits from huge stabilizers, like airplane wings, measuring an impressive 17 square meters each.
Les stabilisateurs sont positionnés à peu près à la moitié du navire. Et lorsque le navire sort du port, ils ouvrent les stabilisateurs. C'est des profils d'ailes, comme des ailes d'avion. Et en fait, ils s'orientent au fur et à mesure que le navire roule. Et il génère une force qui s'oppose à ce mouvement de roulis. Et il stabilise en quelque sorte ce mouvement. Lorsque le navire est dans le port, les stabilisateurs sont en position rentrée, car sinon il y aura un problème par rapport à la position du quai. Donc dans le port, en dessous de 6 nœuds, généralement les stabilisateurs sont en position rentrée.
By limiting the vibrations of certain parts of the ship, or the effects of rolling, the new giants of the sea, such as the Meraviglia, do all they can to eliminate every annoyance, starting with seasickness. The 80,000-ton ship can finally leave the assembly dock. A total of 6 million hours of work are needed to construct the Meraviglia. Today is the beginning of testing and the start-up of the engines. To begin with, they have to fill the dock where it was assembled to transfer the giant to another part of the site, just a few hundred meters away. An important moment for the ship.
La première étape pour un bateau, c'est quand il flotte. Donc quand le bateau va se mettre à flotter, on va chercher déjà à assurer une certaine étanchéité du navire. On va donc s'assurer que tout le cloisonnement, compartimentage est intègre, et puis on va commencer à mettre en service les premiers systèmes de sécurité du navire, les pompes d'assèchement au cas où on aurait une voie d'eau, et puis petit à petit, comme ça, on va commencer à assurer la sécurité ce qu'on appelle la sécurité du navire à flot. Voilà, ça c'est la première étape déjà, c'est quand le bateau, l'ouvrage métallique se transforme en bateau, quand Archimède commence à faire son travail. Voilà.
And there it goes. The ship is floating for the first time and starts to leave the assembly dock. This can only happen when the tidal coefficient is at its highest and the weather conditions are as calm as possible. At this stage, the ship is still an inert giant with no functioning motor. It has to be towed.
On ajuste le nombre de remorqueurs à la taille du navire, ça va de 4 à 8, 10 remorqueurs si l'ouvrage le nécessite.
The liner is not going on a long trip, but it has definitely left its assembly dock for another, which does not have a gantry crane.
On transfère le navire vers un bassin d'armement où le navire sera à flot ou pendant plusieurs mois, entre 8 et 12 mois, on va finir tous les aménagements intérieurs.
The Meraviglia settles into its new home. Although from the outside it may look ready, inside the workers of the Saint-Nazaire shipyard continue their work day and night. The liner is far from being finished.